Moon Griffon Show, great to have you with us. 844-766-6607. Hickson has it hotline. If you'd like to be part of the program, how about them Saints, Brandon? I know you can go with. Brandon's wearing his Saints jersey today. Not jersey, his shirt, polo. Nice polo shirt today.
Thank you.
Yeah, that was but if you listen to Foot, Foot came in. I thought this, if I would have known the Saints had won, I'd have thought they lost.
Well, he opened up his show this morning saying at least we survived and we didn't die yesterday is basically what he said.
Well, let me ask you a question. If you survive next week and you survive the Super Bowl, will that still be a pretty good run?
I know. I mean, we've won 14 games now, and this man is complaining.
Tell you what. It's either going to be the old veterans, Breeze and Brady, or it's going to be the young millennials.
Well, wait, the young millennials.
I mean, golf.
Oh, Jared Goff or we could have a mix.
Well, no.
Breeze and Mahomes too.
You could have the mix. It's just funny how it would be. I think they'd be nice to see the millennials in there, but I really don't want that because I want the Saints to win. So I'm thinking Breeze and Brady, 40 and 41-year-old quarterbacks.
I just want to get past this Rams team, man. They got two strong running backs now. Gurley's back, and they got C.J.
You know what's good? It's an early game.
Thank goodness. See, that's the thing. From 2009, we had the late game against Minnesota, but now our game is at 2:00. I'm thankful for that.
I'd rather them have the early game.
Me too, man.
So is it like a 1:00 kickoff or 12?
It's 2.
Okay, yeah, I knew it was pushed back.
2:00, and then the AFC Championship is at 5:30, which that's going to be an amazing game too. Kansas City and New England.
By the way, they predicted the weather for that game 15 degrees.
Oh, but they both used to.
Used to it. No, this ain't one like the Saints or the Rams.
Well, and it's in Kansas City.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be odd to see New England on the road on the AFC Championship, though.
You don't never see that, Harley.
You never see.
All right, let's go to Jay and Boyce. Jay, how you doing?
Yeah, I was just curious about your contract with WJBO.
Yeah.
It seemed like to me years ago when you were on WIBR, you suddenly disappeared. And if you start talking about the F that Mr. Edwards has earned, I was just wondering if your contract will allow you to stay on the air very long.
No, I'll tell you the quick history. WIBR, and I was absolutely slamming the ratings, was kicking J-Bo's fanny on the guy I was going against, which was Bugs. And WIBR shut the whole radio station. Now, matter of fact, that station, 1300 or 1310, I can't remember, they let that thing go dormant. It's not even a station anymore. So I was doing really, really, really well when we were on that station, but I had nothing to do with that. I think there's some politics in the last one I was on, but not on this one. There's some other good things going to happen from what we're doing right now, but right now you can't say anything. I got to let it all develop. So I'm excited about it. I'm just excited about what I think will happen in the near future. So, all right, appreciate the call, Jay. 844-766-6607. Hickson has a hotline. Well, they're doing it, folks. They're doing. I told you on Friday that it's unbelievable what we do in this state, and I'm the only one get irritated. Everybody knows that Bel Edwards is right now under the sweeping of the most expansion of gambling in the history of a state under John Bel Edwards. Sports betting is next. People want a sports bet, enjoy it. You don't want to go to Mississippi, you don't want to go to Nevada, whatever, that's fine. If you want to do all that stuff, enjoy yourself. That's your business. But I don't like when things are sold to us and they falsely sold and we start using the children and kids. And that's exactly what we're doing, and the governor just falls right into everything because he's a typical governor. Typical, let's keep everything going in the same direction. John Bel Edwards believes, this was a James Gill piece, Bel Edwards believes that the state has been too eager to dedicate tax revenue, but suggests we do it again. All right, first, hypocrisy. They want to take sports betting and putting in early childhood education. They want to dedicate some more money. If people that don't understand go, well, Moon, I hear the only reason we got budget problems, we dedicate all this money. Then why we want to do it again and again and again and again? And that's what we do. And then here comes the Constitutional Convention people who don't even understand, most of them, what they're talking about with the Constitutional Convention when they tell you we're going to undedicate this money. You want to bet? How much you want to bet if we do a Constitutional Convention we don't undedicate anything? And if we do, it's going to be little bitty things. They're not going to undedicate anything. But the first bit of hypocrisy coming out of Edwards' mouth, Let's dedicate something else. Although it's generally a bad idea, he's going gun-ho for it. Going gun-ho for it in his own pet cause. It's a cause that we can all readily embrace. However, he suggested the state share sports betting moolah be spent on early childhood education. So let's do this. Another hypocrisy. The way you get taxes passed or you get gambling in or some vice, tie it to children. Tie it for the children. Oh, we want to get rid of illiteracy. We've had more programs to get rid of illiteracy. That's never worked. We've spent more money on early childhood and nothing's changed. We've got 7 or 6 different ways for early childhood that don't work. And if it worked, we'd be coming. Now here come up another one. But it's amazing to get something passed how they got to take children and kids and a cause for kids so it would be okay. If that's the case, and since they mentioned Nevada in here, Nevada has prostitution. Legalize prostitution and give the money to the children. People like sex. They also like drugs. Why don't we tax opioids? Let's tax drugs, cocaine, whatever. Let's just legalize the heck out of it and just do it for the children. If you give it to the children, then my God, it's okay. That's the same thing Bel Edwards is saying. That's the same thing James Gill is saying. Well, if it's for a good cause, well, then let's do all this stuff for the children. I told you what you do. You got a gambling hall. You go gamble right down. You ought to be able to walk up one more story and where you have drugs readily available and taxed. Get high as a kite. And then you go 2 rooms down and you go get your prostitute and we tax that. And if we tax all that, folks, and give it to the children, Bel Edwards and the rest of the gang would be behind it. Want to get back more? Your comments are welcome. My Lord. Hi, y'all. Welcome, Moon Griffon Show. Monday, best day to work week. Hope you had an awesome weekend. 844-766-6607. Hickson has a hotline. If you'd like to be part of the program, it's your opportunity to be a voice. Somebody said, hey, Moon, if you had a bazooka, your fishing skills might improve. I guess you could go down to the lake and start shooting a bazooka. Now, you might. The problem is I don't ever hardly eat them anymore. Like bass, I hardly ever eat them. Love catching.
Man, I love some bass.
I let them go every time.
Oh.
I had people get mad. Why don't you just bring some home? But I never bring them home. Oh, man. I just really, occasionally I'll keep some 12, 13-inch fish for my 2 kids. Like if I keep 5 fish, that's 10 fillets.
Yeah.
It's plenty.
Man.
And I just don't do it a whole lot. Maddie jumps my fanny every time I go.
I bet
you bring some home to eat. You bring some home to eat. So after a while, you got to bring a few for Maddie to eat. But no, very seldom, ever. Matter of fact, I had a guy, true story, in Henderson. Mm-hmm. This was not the winter we in now, last winter. I had a chance to fish a bunch, and Henderson wasn't too bad. I got in there, and they had these 2 older gentlemen were fishing. And they had one about 4.5. It's cold. Water temperature like 48 degrees. So I started flipping a jig, and I caught one in front of them about 3 pounds. And I let him go. And they hollered at me, hey, what's going on? What are you doing? I said, I'm out here fishing. What does it look like I'm doing? Almost smart aleck, but not quite. And they said, why you let that fish go? I said, I don't ever eat them. I said, I always let them go. I'm out here just to have some fun. He said, man, you know how hard they ought to catch today with 47-degree water temperature? Yeah. And he holds up a 4.5 pound with the big eggs in the belly. I said, you going to kill that fish? Oh, yeah, we're going to eat the fish. So he was mad at me.
Yeah.
Mad at me. So I flipped the jig about another, I don't know, just right. Boom, I caught another one, man. It looked like about the same size fish. Mm-hmm. And I let him go. And I heard one of them in the back go, let's go. I ain't watching this guy catch fish and let him go. They were mad. They would see you later. The other said, man, get out of here. I ain't watching this guy do this. And my thought was, you ought to be happy. You got more for you to eat.
Yeah.
They were mad at me because I was letting fish go. I couldn't believe it. There was an older gentleman. They looked like they were type guys retired. They meat fishing. In other words, they go fish. People go catch fish to eat. And I understand it. I'm a meat eater myself. But just bass, I decided. I like the tournament fish and all that stuff. So I just let them go. So, and if I promise you I ain't going to keep 1 3 pounds. That guy was mad at me because I was letting go.
I wouldn't be mad at you, but I can't see how you catch a fish and throw it back.
What you do when you want to go.
No, I can see.
When you want to go, I take pictures. I'll let them go if they're decent size. Man. Some days I don't catch none, unlike some people that act like they catch them all the time.
If they're getting caught, they're getting eaten.
Well, I'll take you in the boat, but I'm bringing my 357. Yeah. All right, 844-766-6607. Hickson has a hotline. If you'd like to be part of the program, it's your opportunity to be a voice. All right, Dan Fagan, great piece today. Actually, today's the 14th, Brandon?
Yep.
That means 12th was Saturday. It was the 12th. Nation's economy soars. Louisiana lags behind. And then I'm just going to go over some of the stuff he talked about. Donald Trump's tax regulatory policies set American economy on fire, /22 federal regulations for everyone created. According to The Hill, that alone saved taxpayers $33 billion in regulatory compliance costs. On the 8 years of Obama, the country lost 286,000 manufacturing jobs. That was the jobs Obama said, what he's going to do? Wave a magic wand, bring back the jobs? They lost 286,000 in less than 3 years under Trump. We gained 466,000. That is a gigantic swing of about 800,000 jobs, 700-something thousand jobs. In December, as you know, 312,000 more jobs, more people looking, 3.9% unemployment rate. Last month's job report shows 419,000 new job seekers. In the past year, the nation saw an increase of 2.6 million people who had previously given up looking for a job, now back in the workforce. But as Trump cut taxes to adopt pro-growth policies, our state leaders, led by Bel Edwards, raised $7 billion in new taxes in the past 3 years, a staggering amount for a state our size. We did opposite of what we should have done. And this with Republicans, the supposed pro-growth creation party, controlling the Louisiana legislature. That's what bothers me. Bel Edwards helped raise this $7 billion in new taxes. Some Republicans voted for it. And that's opposite of what we ought to be doing in the state. With a stroke of the pen, Edwards eliminated Louisiana Industrial Tax Exemption Program, considered by local politicians veto power over incentives. Since then, the number of projects have collapsed 72% from the previous 6-year average, according to 3 industry groups representing state manufacturers. This is Bel Edwards. Not to mention, going after it, that's not in here. Now, going after the all business, all companies, and suing the hell out of them. Bel Edwards. These declines occurred during a year when our national economy saw robust reemergence of manufacturing activity, of which Louisiana should have been a significant beneficiary, wrote Stephen Wagaspack of Lobby, Greg Bowser, president of Louisiana Chemical Association, and Tyler Gray of Louisiana Mid-Continent Gas Association, a recent letter to state manufacturers. Business people know. Jim Beam can talk about the economy all he wants to. So can the Gannett newspapers and the Advocate. People know. Let me tell you something. The jobs that were lost at Georgia Pacific are real jobs making $80,000 to $100,000 a year with no chance to replace them. And Bel Edwards talked. You know why Bel Edwards said, well, we got more people working now than ever? Because he knows if you look at the real numbers, it hurts him. Because he didn't do anything to help. He did everything to hurt. And you people don't believe me. You raised $7 billion in 2-3 years. Well, actually, it's what he's got in so far ain't $7 billion, but it will be eventually. You're going to have a surplus. Louisiana currently has the 5th highest unemployment rate in the nation. The U.S. Census Bureau reported last month approximately 28,000 more people left Louisiana than moved here over the past year. 28,000. And then, folks, they're leaving for jobs. They're not leaving because they don't like it here. They're not leaving because they don't want to stay by their family. They're going where it's better for them. And that, my friend, are the people that we are leaving. That's your best and brightest. The people that are leaving, that we're losing, are the best and brightest. The people that are staying here are figuring out that if you want to be poor, we're the state to be in. As proven by the information Brandon gave me a while ago, that for every dollar we send to the federal government, we get back 1.52. 28,000 people left over the past year. Louisiana had the 4th highest population loss of any state. With the nation's economy on fire, Louisiana economy sluggish at best. As tens of thousands of Louisianans continue departing the state, business and working families need tax reform now. And by the way, Daniel Earls Palmer was on here the other day with the Pelican Institute, and he had a really good plan on how to change this. And then, as you know, the Trump tax cuts didn't help us on the personal side. Okay? We had to pay more Louisiana state income taxes. And that's what Bel Edwards and them stole from us. The great Jay Darden. There's nobody knows budgets better than the great Jay Darden. I've read that so many times. That is such a bunch of bunk. Policymakers should eliminate the scenario by repealing the deduction for federal taxes in the state constitution and use the savings to fund lower tax rates overall, according to the Pelican Institute. Our state's failure to keep up with the nation's soaring economy, folks, it's just flat out wrong. Our tax system, all that. He wraps up, Louisiana clearly in need of some wholesale changes if we're to keep up with the prospering U.S. economy. And we need leaders to reverse their anti-growth policies and replace them with job-creating ones. And, folks, let me tell you something. John Bel Edwards is not going to do that. He hadn't done it in 3 years. He's not going to do it in this year. He wouldn't do it in 4 more years. It's going to be how much more money can I get out of the people? How can I suck them dry so I can be popular with state employees or the poor? He's not making it better for your kids and mine. He's not. He's made it worse. And the sad thing about it is people like Julie Stokes and that Ivy fella out of Baton Rouge, and these people are hurting us by voting for all these taxes and throwing the conservatives under the boat. Jim Beam had a piece today, elect tax reform legislators, and what does he do? He cuts down the Louisiana Republican Party against John Bel Edwards because they went against Edwards. And then he gets to brag about Julie Stokes. Julie Stokes. Let me just give you one paragraph. Elect tax reform legislators. What does tax reform mean? See, folks, here's my problem. Tax reform to the Jim Beams and the Julie Stokes and to the Jay Dardens, and the Mo Taxes Abraham, Mark Mo Taxes Abraham, who wants to be a senator. To them, tax reform is the state government having a lot more money and you having less. That's not tax reform. Beam says the Louisiana legislature promised to reform the state budget in 2017. Didn't happen. Republicans who control the House never explain why, but it's obvious. They didn't want to do anything constructive that might enhance the reelection chances of Democrat Governor Bel Edwards. And the first 2 people he brings up is the leftist Republican Julie Stokes and the leftist Republican Barry Ivy, who came up with excellent tax package reforms. No, they didn't. Those tax package reforms would grow government. Grow government. Where do you think they get the money from, folks? They get them from you and me. Beam at it again. Poor Jim. God bless him. God bless him is all I can tell you, because he don't have a clue anymore. Anyway, let's take a break. 844-766-6607. Hickson has that hotline. You're listening to the Moon Griffon Show. Hi, hello. Welcome back. Moon Griffon Show. Great to have you with us. 844-766-6607. Hickson has that hotline. If you'd like to be part of the program, your opportunity to be a voice. Let's go to Midland, Texas. Steve in Midland, Texas. Steve, how you doing?
Well, Moon, I'd be doing better if I could make a living at home.
Oh, yeah. Hold up. Where's home?
Home is just outside of New Iberia.
Okay. But you're in Midland. You're in Midland working like most people are.
That's correct. I have lived in Iberia Parish my entire life. I own 2 homes. One of them is in LaPorte, Texas. For the last year and a half, I have been working out here in Midland, not making a dime in Louisiana, because there is no work for the oil field in Louisiana. And first of this year, I have always been in Louisiana. First of this year, I decided to transfer my address to my home in LaPorte so that I don't have to pay income tax when I don't get anything back from it.
Yeah.
And that is what John Bel Edwards is doing to the state of Louisiana.
You know, Steve, and I appreciate you sharing that. I hear this a lot from a lot of friends and people I meet here. I see some people, you see somebody, you don't see them for a while, and then you run into them again, and then they go, well, I hadn't been here in the last year and a half. I've been going to work in Texas, but I come home every other week or every other weekend or something like that. Because what is it, about an 8 or 10 hour trip where y'all are from here?
Well, it's about 12 hours from my house to my office. Yeah. Well, I usually fly. I'm I'm too old for all that driving.
I understand.
But I'll spend 6 or 8 weeks here and go home for a week, and then come back out here. Now, I don't see my place in LaPorte any more than I see my place in New Iberia.
Sure.
But why would I continue to pay taxes in a state that won't allow me to work?
Listen, it's people like you that have been here and helped carry the wagon all this time, hoping it gets better. Bel Edwards comes along, and he encourages parishes to sue the oil and gas industry. He's hurt the pro-growth state of Louisiana, if we ever had any, has been shot down now because of Bel Edwards. I mean, the chemical industries were here way before. Chemical plants were way before he was on the scene, and same thing with LNGs and things like that. All that was coming way before he got around to being the governor. And it's a shame because, why do we give up all oil and gas industry to Texas? Why?
Well, he just gave up. I'm not getting rich, and I wasn't making the state of Louisiana rich, but the little bit that I was paying, he gave it up. And like I say, I still have a home in New Iberia. I plan on retiring there and dying there, but I'm not going to pay any taxes when he won't allow me to make any money.
No, but I understand a person doing that. Absolutely. I didn't want you to do that, but I'd rather if you were still working here, you wouldn't be doing it. You got to do what's best for your family, and that's what I'm trying to tell people. We need a governor who understands business and understands that I'm going to drive this thing from the business side. We've tried driving it from the government side. We tried giving so much money to the state government, getting so much from the federal government, taking so much money from citizens. We've tried that for 40 and 50 years. The last 14 years, the GDP is half of what the growth of state government is. I mean, come on, we've tried this. It's not going to work. I don't care if they do road taxes or taxes on casinos or taxes on sports betting. It's not going to bring us to the promised land. It's going to make us poor is what it's going to do and run people out of here.
Oh, yeah. And that's, I consider myself a good Cajun, but I just can't, I almost felt guilty switching my address, but it just, that is the environment that the state of Louisiana has developed. That's what they've given us. You can leave or you can starve.
Yeah, no. You can leave or let us help you be poor because we made it really friendly to be poor here. Really friendly. All right, Steve.
I'm not real good at that. Thank you, buddy.
All right, bud. Thank you. No, you're not. And a lot of people leaving are not good at that either. They want to do well. Let's go to Kim. Kim, how you doing?
How you doing, Moon? I just wanted to let you know we went to Shucks the other night, me and my wife, and we had a 3-hour wait, but it was worth the wait. Fabulous.
You didn't have no 3-hour wait, but you had a long wait. I know what you're talking about.
We had it was a long wait. It was a while, but it was well worth it because the food was fabulous. Well, and the only other thing I wanted to mention to y'all, Moon, was during the game yesterday, I watched the Saints game, and I'm assuming everybody else noticed it, but every commercial was an attorney talking about if you want to sue. I mean, that was ridiculous. Watching that, it made me sick to my stomach. I told my wife, I said, look at this. Every commercial is about an attorney. If you've been to oil and gas, if you've been hurt on the boats or whatever, come see me, we'll sue them. This is ridiculous.
It's been going on like that for a while. So it's like that on TV. It's like that everywhere. Where are you from? What part of the state you from?
I live in Rain right now, and I do work in the oil and gas industry. I was out of work for the last probably 2.5 years. I worked on a sugarcane farm just to make the ends meet, so me and my wife wouldn't lose everything. And I'm finally back in the oil and gas industry. We opened up a shop in Shreveport, Louisiana. Okay. And things are supposed to be picking up in that area.
Are y'all helping service more people in Texas than Shreveport, or just as far as Shreveport only?
Right now, we're doing more work in Texas than in Shreveport.
See, that's what I'm saying. That's why I asked the question.
Turns around.
Yeah, that's why I asked the question. Just because you're in Shreveport, you're close to the Texas line. That's why I asked the question.
Yes, sir.
All right, brother. Well, look, I'm glad you got to go to Shucks because I'm sure you had a great experience.
Yes, sir. Thank y'all. Appreciate it. Bye-bye.
Appreciate the call. All right, quick break. More to come. Open line for you on the Hickson Hazard Hotline. We'll be right back. Hi, hello. Welcome back. Moon Griffon Show. Open line for you on the Hickson Hazard Hotline. 844-766-6607. Hickson Hazard Hotline. If you'd like to be part of the program, your opportunity to be a voice. You know, you start seeing, this is what I don't understand. The last two calls I had, and I bet you we can get a lot more. The last two calls we had, one is working in Midland and now decided to put his address in another state because that's where he works at. You know, why should he pay income taxes? I agree with him. And then one gentleman said, I finally got an all-gas job after a couple of years. And you saw what he did when he lost his job, Randy? He became a farmer so he could survive.
That's amazing.
You know, I know these people on the shutdown's still out there, but you have to go do something to survive. I've had to do it before. You probably have too. A lot of people have. But he's working oil and gas. He's in Shreveport, but as you heard him say, but we're doing a lot of business in Texas. That breaks my heart to know all the people that we had working with good jobs here in the oil and gas industry. And even though it went down, it came back up, they didn't come running back here. I'll never forget when Don Briggs sat right here. Don might not be listening today, but if he was, he could call in. And he told me the story about those investors from New York want to invest billions of dollars here in the oil and gas industry. And when they came and saw the governor was leading the charge along with parishes against the oil and gas industry, they said they would not invest in one penny here. They'll go to Texas or somewhere else. They'll go to Texas, they'll go somewhere else. Folks, we don't want our best and brightest living here. We want the best and brightest to stay here. They're the taxpayers. They're the leaders of the community. Those are the people that form what kind of state you're going to be. If you want the people that are least productive, least educated to dominate this state, you're going to get a lot of Bel Edwards and Jay Dawes to run your state. That's what we want to get away from. We really want to get away from it. We need to let me tell you something. When you hear people say, I've heard people say, Louisiana, we can make it a retirement center. No, you can't. Well, why can't we, Griffon? Everybody else is doing it because they're moving over. The people that are older and retired that are moving, and it's happened in my family recently. I have a niece that's married and 2 kids, was living in Baton Rouge, and moved to Texas. She doesn't have to work anymore, and the mama went over there with them. Why did the mama go over there with them? Because the kids went over there. The grandbabies went over there. People don't look for a state and say, let's go move to that state. Most of them, unless they don't have any grandbabies, they're moving where the family's at, where family's located. So when I hear somebody say, we're going to make this a heaven's sake for people that are older, how are you going to do that? You better have the kids come in here for jobs. And that's the problem. It's called jobs, and we've not done anything to change that. We've actually done the opposite. Dan Fagan was right on the money when he said the things he said. We went in the opposite direction of Donald Trump. He gave income tax breaks. Our governor snagged it. They cut tax rates. We decided we're going to get rid of some of the stuff that's going on for these business and tax exemptions because we're not a friendly business state. We got rid of that. And it went down investment went down 72%. We just don't when Jim Beam says he wants tax reform people, and I'll tell you right now, the word I'm getting is, look, I'm not going to sit on there and cut on lobby because I know a lot of people in lobby. But lobby is actively pursuing people that are going to take us to a constitutional convention. They're going to support the people that's going to support a constitutional convention. And if you're not committing to a constitutional convention, lobby may not support you. That's their choice. They're a lobbying group. They have a choice to do that if they want to. But a constitutional convention is not going to fix our problem. I'll make a prediction. If we have a constitutional convention, I'll make the prediction now. You and me will pay more money in taxes than we're paying right now. Two things are going to be helped. Big business is going to be helped, and big government. And the way they're going to do it is real simple. Homestead exemption will be gone. Or a lot less version of what we see. Phased out, probably. Voting for taxes will not take a 2/3 vote anymore. It would just take a simple majority. Now, remember, they passed $7 billion in new taxes with a 2/3 vote. What do you think they'll pass if they just get a simple majority? Homestead exemption's gone. I'm not saying they right or wrong. I'm just telling you, the big business community have been wanting homestead exemption to be gone for a long time. Now, I know that's more money out of your pocket. And I know if they go to a majority vote, there's going to be more money out of your pocket. The other thing they want to get rid of is term limits, so we can have all this brilliancy and legislative knowledge to hang around even more, like John Alario and Francis Thompson. We can keep people like that around a lot longer, which, by the way, doesn't help us. Those are the few things that you're going to see happen. And so when you look at tax reform under, quote, the Constitutional Convention, I'll be willing to bet you anything you want to bet that you and me will pay more in taxes. Look, let me give you another example. Nearly half of this was USA Today. Let me get the date on this sucker if I can grab it. This was last Wednesday. Nearly half of Louisiana households can't pay for basic needs. If those people can now pay for basic needs, where's the money coming from? So they can't go hit these people. This is nearly half. You know, Brandon, this is like almost half. This is almost 50%, roughly 50%. This is nearly half. This is another term. So if you got 50% of the people who cannot, nearly half, they can't pay for the basic needs, they know they can't tax them. Okay? We don't have a ton of wealthy people in the state. So the tax burden, and then you remember you got retired people. You got a bunch of retired people. The percentage of people that will be paying taxes is going to be somewhere around 40%. And the 40% of you and me are going to get waylaid. That's not tax reform. Tax reform is really simple. It's lowering everybody's taxes to the most you can lower them, including more people in the taxes, so you can move forward. If you get the wrong people in a constitutional convention, it's not going to be good. It's going to be bad. And if you think they're going to get rid of dedicated funds when right now they're trying to pass another dedicated fund on, quote, sports betting, they'll never get rid of all those. They won't even get close. But that's how they're trying to sell it. Well, we got too much money dedicated. Who dedicated it? They did. Why? Because you and me wouldn't have passed it if they didn't dedicate it. Some of these dedicated funds, they did, but a lot of them have to do with these amendments we vote for. That money's dedicated. And there's people that are getting that money, subsidizing their salaries, getting any kind of money from the government. You know, we got dedicated money to education. We got dedicated money to a lot of stuff. And guess what? Those people are going to come running and say, don't you undedicate my money. I got to have my money. And so you won't have all that money undedicated because they're not going to do that, folks. They couldn't pass it. So what is the real constitutional convention about? And I'm telling you, everybody's on board with that. You're going to have to explain to me who's going to be there, what's going to take shape. And they can't do that. We'll be right back. Hi, y'all. Welcome back. Moon Griffon Show. Great to have you with us. 844-766-6607. Hickson has a hotline. Trump and the Rasmussen poll, which had him about 47, 48, got him at 43, lowest that he's been in a long time. Once again, this is what liberal, leftist, socialist, Marxist media do to people. Just a few other things. Voters don't think government doing enough to stop illegal immigration. More voters now think Congress should follow Trump's lead. Consumer spending update, economic confidence takes a hit new year. So all that going on right now, we'll see what happens. But it's no doubt you keep pounding on somebody, it's going to affect it. That's a shame. That is a sin and a shame to have a media from hell, because that's what we have. Jeff in Lake Charles. How you doing, Jeff?
Hey, pretty good, Moon. I just was listening to your talk about the taxes and stuff. And, it came to mind, has anybody noticed when they go to the dentist anymore for a cleaning, at least a cleaning, now I don't know about repair and stuff like that, but they're making you get an x-ray now. Making you. And I'm thinking, what happened to freedom of choice and stuff like that?
You can tell them, hold up just a second. Let me ask you a question. I go to the dentist twice a year. One time's a cleaning, and the next time's x-ray and a cleaning. I have told them before I don't want an x-ray. And they told me, and I'm being honest with you, this happened the last couple of years. And I said, I don't want an x-ray. I said, my teeth been clean, I'm good. They said, okay, well, you don't have to have one then. Because now, let me tell you the difference now. Okay? I pay everything on dental out of my pocket. It's a cash check. I got to write for it. So I don't have insurance paying for anything. I pay my own. And so they said, well, if you don't want one, you don't have to have one. And I didn't get one. Now, the next time, because it'd been over a year, I got one. By the way, I didn't have no cavities, just to let you know. So
no, I'm not, usually an x-ray is to substantiate something or back it up rather than take it. Some guys can't read x-rays, so, it's a money-grabbing deal, I think, or at least they're thinking, I could be liable for something here if I didn't. Well, that's the chance you take. But to make you get an x-ray, I'm not doing it. I'm going to run over to Texas if that's the case. And we need to be a little more vocal in this stuff to your dentist. And, I'm going, what happened here? This is not a freedom of choice of anything. And I guess it's going to have to force it upon the dentist to.
Well, let me ask you a question.
Say, hey, we're not going to do this.
Let me ask you a question. I'm just throwing stuff at you. So you go sit in with the dentist, and they say, okay, we're going to do an x-ray, and we're going to clean your teeth. Why don't you say, I tell you what, clean my teeth. If you see something, and be honest with me, if you see something that you think's out of whack, I'll do the x-ray. If you don't, I don't want to do the x-ray. Why couldn't you tell the dentist that? I'm just asking. There's not a right answer here. I'm just asking.
I wish that would be the case, but every time I've gone in the last couple of years here, it's, no, we have to do this. And I was like, you're not giving me a choice. I haven't had any problems in years. And usually, like I say, you do that to substantiate something. Nobody's said anything. They've examined. I've got a track record here. But if you do that on every – and I don't know what the x-rays are, and I had my wife she went for her checkup here a couple of weeks ago, and I said, I'm not getting x-rays. We got a history of cancer. I don't need any more radiation, yada, yada, yada. And they told her, no, you have to have an x-ray. I just
don't see how somebody can make you have an x-ray if you don't want one. Think about what I'm saying now. How can they – let me ask this question, Jeff. You're sitting down and you tell the dentist, I'm not doing an x-ray. Under what rule or law can they say, oh, no, you're doing an x-ray? All you got to do is say thank you for your business and go to another one and say, look, I'm not doing an x-ray. I might let you do one every other year, every third year, but I'm not doing one. I want you to know that. I want you to clean my teeth. If you find a cavity, I want to fill it. Why can't you do that? What's stopping you from doing that? What law makes any dentist be able to do that and just get it done?
Well, that's exactly what I've said, and I've done the same thing. And they, it's the Dental Association. This is the new guidelines or something like that. It pertains to that. I know, but no, I'm not doing it. I said, well, I tried to get out, and I'm not saying who the dentist is, but
no. I don't want you to mention any names. I'm just saying I don't. And look, I'm not arguing with you. I just don't, because I did it one time a couple years ago. I said, nope, I'm not. I don't want to pay for X-rays today. My teeth have been healthy and clean. Clean them. If you got a problem, we'll do it. But I'm not doing it. And they said no problem. And but again, I was not under insurance. I was paying straight cash.
Exactly. Me too. I'll do the same thing. And they're getting pretty persistent on that, though. And that's what you have to do is threaten to go someplace else or stop, because that's the mantra I'm hearing around. So I'd be curious if anybody else is experiencing the same thing.
I just don't think you could. I just don't think it's any way, and you know what, that they can make you have one if you decide you're not, especially if it's coming out your pocket. Because here's what I do.
Absolutely.
Try this one out. You can do the X-ray, but I have no money to pay for it. Then see what happens. Think about what I just said. I have no money to pay for it, but if you want to do it, you do it. But don't send me a bill because I don't want you to do it. But if you're going to do it, I don't have the money, and see if it stops.
That's creative. I like that. I might try that.
Well, I'm not. And by the way, and it's not ugly. I know a lot of dentists that are real smart and do a great job. But I just think you can say, look, are you going to pay for it? Well, no, I'm not going to pay for it. Well, then I'm not paying for it. And if they say, well, if you're not going to pay for it, I'm not going to do it, say, good, we're back to cleaning my teeth and tell me if I got cavities. Because they can still tell you if you got a cavity without an X-ray. X-ray helps, no doubt.
Absolutely. I'm with you. But, I just be curious if somebody calls in and see what they say. But I appreciate that. Thanks for your – I like that. I'm going to try that.
All right, appreciate the call. No, Brian, I don't know if you've ever been at a dentist and they said that. I normally do. But one time, I don't know what it was, but – and the X-rays weren't overly expensive. I just didn't want to pay for it that time.
Yeah, well, I mean, you're paying out of pocket, not dental insurance. That's got to be a little rough.
I think what had happened, now that I'm thinking about it, I think what had happened, we had come up with some stuff that popped on us bill-wise, car, house, whatever, and I put out a lot of cash.
Yeah.
And I decided that when they said that, I wasn't going to do it this time. So I waited 6 months. When I came back, they said, well, now, you're supposed to do an X-ray last time. You didn't want to do one. And the next question was, we'd like to do one this time. Do you want to do one? I said, yeah, go ahead and do it this time. Because I was in a little bit different situation, had a little bit more cash on. So I just don't, Brandon, think about that. If you're the dentist and I say, you can do it, but I'm not paying for it.
Right.
You're probably going to say, well, I ain't going to do it then.
Yeah.
Okay, then we're good. We're back to where we were.
Yeah.
And I don't think you got to be ugly. I just don't, there's no law saying you got to get X-rays.
There's no law saying you have to go to a dentist.
No, you can let your teeth fall out.
Yeah.
But I'm saying is,
wouldn't advise it, but
no,
yeah.
but think about that. And I'm not saying the gym was wrong after they say, hey, we're going to do X-rays today, and you go, okay. Well, don't blame the dentist. You said, okay.
Yeah.
Besides, the other thing you can do is you can ask them. I don't see why you couldn't ask them. I'm going to try this. Before you do the X-ray, why don't you clean them and check them out? Let's just see if you think I even need an X-ray. I mean, would that be wrong? Is that
nothing wrong in saying that? But they'll probably say, well, the X-ray machine allows us to see in areas that we can't just
They're
see.
Definitely going to tell you that. But there was a time when
that's why they put that nasty camera in there. I hate that. X-rays is the worst. Getting X-rays is worse than getting a root canal. Because I've actually had a root canal
you got that
before.
thing open in your mouth and all that stuff.
It's worse, man, because it just pushes your mouth open, and I hate it.
You think about it the wrong way. I just kind of lay there and do what they got to do. I can breathe out my nose and my mouth.
I've been told I'm a very good patient. I had both of my upper wisdom teeth pulled last month. I did it on the day after my birthday. It was a great birthday gift to myf. I joked around with him.
You could have came over here, and you could have came over here laid back.
Yeah.
I could have brought some pliers from my boat.
No,
we could have done the wisdom.
It was painful.
We could have done some wisdom tooth right here at the end of the break.
That was no fun, man. That was no fun, but it was better than a root
canal. And to think people said you had no wisdom.
Yeah. I hope the wisdom teeth
Brandon,
come out with those.
Brad, I got to tell you, for some people, and I'm probably one of them, the wisdom teeth that I still got might be the only wisdom I have in my whole brain. So I better keep mine.
Yeah.
All righty. Now, I just think if you talk to your dentist, I've never met a mean dentist. You could talk to them and say, hold up just a second, why are we doing this? I think they'll be glad to tell you why they're doing it. Look, they want customers just like everybody else. They're going to communicate. And besides, a lot of times it's not the dentist. The dentist hygienist or whatever you call it.
Hygienist.
She's the one that's talking to you, and normally she's really a nice young lady. So why you want to be mean to her? She's the one going to be playing in your mouth. All right, folks, that'll wrap up Terrific Tuesday tomorrow, 22 hours. All you liberals, hold your breath. We'll be right back in 22 hours.